Luís, welcome again to EuCNC. It's a pleasure to see you back here to discuss key issues like sustainability, namely, of course, in our area. You had the panel this morning discussing these very important topics. What are the key takeaways that resulted from the panel?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me again. It's a pleasure. And we had a fantastic panel, very diverse. People coming with different perspectives. So we had a consultant, we had the United Nations with the global perspective on sustainability. We had the European Commission representative from the innovation side, as well as another person from, so we had four altogether, and me, so from GeSI. And there was a lot of conversation about the problem and the challenges around the technological developments. We could see many concerns, mainly because there is a sense of urgency. The planet and the carbon emissions, energy consumption is growing. And so we are in this dilemma whereby on one side we see emissions growing, on the other side we see technology being part of the solution, but also being part of the problem at the same time. And so the conversation was very much about how can we bridge this challenge and what kind of role can technology play from a technology perspective, but also what kind of measures do we need to adopt from a policy standpoint, from a technical standpoint, to accelerate uptake. So it was a very dynamic panel, also with great intervention from the participants from the public, which felt engaged in the conversation. So we had a couple of very good questions coming in, which also animated the overall debate. But key takeaways is that, or the fundamental takeaway and the conclusion is that the technology will be a fundamental, or digital will be a fundamental, including 6G, of course, these new developments will be fundamental to respond to the sustainability challenges that we are confronted with.
In both ways. I mean, used as a technology, this morning was also mentioned in the keynotes of sustainability by design. So 6G itself should be done in a way that is sustainable, right?
Exactly. So the design component is very important. It will play a fundamental role, but it will not be enough. It's one of the parts of the puzzle. But of course, you know, when you design better, you can design better also from an energy standpoint. So there are many different pieces. Design is definitely an important component. But I think one of the main takeaways is how also the players, they consider the different sustainability dimensions also connected to the products themselves, to end of life of the products, to recycling, to the circular economy component, also to the rebound effect. So you develop something new, but you are creating a rebound effect component. All those things were really very well highlighted. I think we understood the problem. We also know the solution. And we do think that 6G and developments in 6G will be fundamental to ensure the sustainability of the planet. And the good news is that the United Nations are creating a digital innovation hub at the next convention of climate convention in Dubai. And there will be a good opportunity to bring the 6G to that conversation as well, to understand how can we convince policymakers that digital technologies need to be taken into account in the climate conversation.
So we'll be checking on these things in the next editions of EuCNC.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much, Luís. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Thank you for having me.